Hello, and thank you for taking the time to listen to our presentation. Today, we'll be discussing the two key organizational issues that Northrop Grumman is facing, as well as the solutions we propose. Presenting on our team, we have Nicholas Van Patten, Christian Olson, Emma Baker, Michaela Murdoch, and myself, Lauren Sauls. For our agenda, we will begin by going over who Northrop Grumman is as a company, as well as how we collected our data. Then we will be addressing the two main problems we have identified and their corresponding solutions and risks. As a company operating in the aerospace, defense, and global security industry, Northrop Grumman is responsible for developing and manufacturing aircraft, space systems, and defense technologies for government agencies, foreign governments, and many others. This means that their source of sales stem from large contract negotiations with their consumers. With 97,000 employees working together across different departments, Northrop Grumman has been able to secure their spot as an industry leader, ranking number 4 amongst competitors such as Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Raytheon, and General Dynamics. However, there are still areas where Northrop Grumman can improve upon, and by collecting data on their company's culture and structure through surveys sent out to 6 employees, we have been able to pinpoint exactly where. Next, Nick will introduce our first key organizational issue.
Northrop Grumman faces the issue of their employees feeling a low level of job autonomy. This is due to the fact that their employees are struggling to maintain a healthy work-life balance. Job satisfaction is extremely important for employees, and low levels of job autonomy can easily lead to a decline in job satisfaction as well. If these problems are left unanswered, then this will lead to employees developing low continuance commitment. If a company fails to provide accommodations towards balancing employees' personal lives and work lives, then employees will seek out other positions that are willing to satisfy these needs. Taking a broader look at this industry as a whole, the time demands that are placed on these contractors can cause new employees to experience low job autonomy and decreased continuance organizational commitment. As we look towards the future, millennials are expected to make up around 75% of the workforce within the next decade. It is important that Northrop Grumman focuses on the fact that millennials seek meaningful jobs that reinforce job autonomy and freedom and are prone to leave organizations that promote traditional bureaucratic management styles. Research on organizational commitment has shown that millennials have a significantly lower mean score on continuance organizational commitment than Gen Xers do. Working within the defense industry means that these employees are working on a contractual basis, and one slip up can cost their company millions of dollars. This only adds more stress to the burden that is placed on these employees. These findings prove that there is a direct link between this antecedent and decreased job autonomy, as well as lower continuance organizational commitment. Employees feel very little job autonomy due to the constant stress and anxiety Northrop Grumman puts on them, caused by their drive towards perfection. This then leads new employees to develop a lower sense of continuance organizational commitment within the company, leaving them aware about their future with Northrop Grumman. This is brought to light through our survey results, where 33% of our surveyed employees stated that they do not have a good sense of work-life balance. In order to retain employees, it is important that Northrop Grumman gives their employees the freedoms that they need. Next, Christian will be implementing our course of action.
As Nick described, the lack of job autonomy workers at Northrop Grumman face from being overworked is a severe problem. While it would be easy to suggest simply training and hiring new employees, this is not feasible. That solution would be extremely costly, as well as there are only a limited number of individuals who can meet our high hiring standards. Instead, by modifying current organizational and management policies, Northrop can keep costs low as well as achieve higher job autonomy. So, to do so, we suggest Northrop should shift work expectations from hours worked to simply being productive while on the clock. Shifting the working mindset can relieve employee stress about how much time at work they have left. As for the amount of work left, by working as efficiently as possible, workers will consequently be better able to stay on top of their material and ahead of deadlines. This plan increases job autonomy by helping One, relieve stress, and two, giving employees more control of their schedule, increasing organizational commitment. The plan begins with management surveying employees and asking them how they feel currently about their work-life balance, and also what suggestions they would like to see implemented. Then, after listening to feedback, managers will meet with employees and direct them to shift their focus from working 9 hours a day to simply being efficient with their time. The final implementation is for managers to meet with employees after the plan has started to review its effects and ways to improve upon it. Like every plan, there are risks associated with accepting these changes. First, employees may feel their workload has not changed. While this may be true, employees should be reminded to work in the moment and focus on productivity. By focusing on productivity, they will be more able to manage their work and stay ahead of tasks. If employees feel that meeting with supervisors to discuss how to work takes away from actually working, managers can explain that a change of mindset is beneficial in the long run, as well as that one short meeting will not push them over the edge. Finally, as each manager is crucial in the communication and deployment of this plan, the effects may vary. To ensure a company-wide benefit, upper management should communicate with managers why this plan is being implemented, as well as reinforce that each manager should use multiple different leadership styles to ensure all employees react to the plan effectively. Next, Emma will talk about how another issue affects Northrop Grumman.
So the second issue that we identified is that employees are feeling stagnant in their work they put into their position and feel that they should be promoted for their work. 66.67% of the employees surveyed felt that they should be promoted. We suggest that the forced ranking performance evaluation system that Northrop Grumman currently implements causes it to be hard for employees to be promoted. A forced ranking system grades employees based off of each other's work performance. They assign a number on a scale to employees. The higher the number, the higher you're ranked. When employees feel stagnant in their work, they begin to feel undervalued, which leads to low job commitment and low job satisfaction. This may also lead to withdrawal behavior, which is when employees begin to check out of their work and goals that they've made for themselves. The forced ranking system also leads to employees pitting themselves against each other to see who can get the higher rank, which ultimately leads to a more hostile work environment. To help fix this problem and increase job commitment and satisfaction, we suggest that Northrop Grumman changes their employee performance evaluation system from a forced ranking system to a management by objectives system. In a management by objectives system, managers meet one-on-one with their employees to develop and implement goals. This approach focuses more on the goals of the company and less on the actual job responsibilities. When employees set these goals, they'll have a sense of accomplishment when they actually reach them. This will motivate employees to continue reaching higher for their career and company goals, which will overall increase job satisfaction, effective commitment, and normative commitment. We have broken this plan down into 3 weeks. For the first week, senior level managers should meet and discuss exactly what they expect from their employees and what goals they want to meet within the next 6 months for their team and the company itself. In the next week, managers should make appointments to meet with each employee. And then finally, in the third week, managers should meet with each employee on their team in a one-on-one setting to discuss realistic goals, set a timeline to reach those goals, and begin working to execute them. In 6 months, managers should evaluate the effectiveness of the system through employee satisfaction surveys. They should also complete a half-yearly check-in with their employees to identify what goals have been accomplished and where they're still struggling. If they are still struggling, they should identify a specific plan on how they can help them still achieve their goals. Michaela will now touch on the risks of this plan.
Thanks, Emma. So some potential risks that could be encountered when we implement our solution of shying away from a forced ranking system to a management by objective system is number one, hesitance from our employees to divulge in a brand new system. To counteract this, we will give presentations and administer formal meetings on why an MBO system is advantageous to everyone working at the company. An MBO will allow for feedback and added cooperation among employees rather than a hostile work environment that a ranking system brings to a company. Another potential risk would be employees setting unrealistic goals and letting themselves down. To stop this, we would train our managers to implement SMART goals and for our employees to make sure all the goals are achievable yet challenging enough to strive for. The last risk is sticking to short-term goals may take away objectives that the company expects to meet in the long run. Rome was not built in one day, and every small goal accomplished, from winning a minor contract to inventing a new cutting-edge AI defense system, will help us take another step in where we want to be. So in conclusion, Northrop Grumman is one of the top leaders in the world as a defense company and has reached many milestones already, but having our employees, the true driving force of our company, feeling stagnant and not being able to have a personal life will not get us to where we want to be. Thank you all for listening, and I hope our perceived solutions to these issues are effective and plausible.